Hiya, welcome to my compound life. I am Jonathan. This is a channel where we build assets, we build habits, and of course we build freedom. That will be financial freedom, time freedom for you, me, and anyone else that watches my channel. How are you guys? How are everyone today, this morning? I hope you're well. It's a Saturday morning, magnificent weather, beautiful weather in West Midlands in the UK, in Birmingham. So I might actually do a run later. No, or I'll just do a stroll, whatever it tickles my fancy at that time. So I've been it's been depressing in terms of Bitcoin. So that's why I think everyone just stop looking at charts, right? I know you, me, we are all DCA gang, right? So although prices are depressing, it doesn't affect us much as long as we don't, we don't do kind of leverage trading. We're fine, guys. We are absolutely fine, right? And I've just been checking on the comment section. Oh, which by the way, guys, please hit the like, hit subscribe, right? I'll have more content coming out on a daily basis, especially on Bitcoin, right? So I'm in a car environment, and every time in a car environment I talk about Bitcoin. But I think most of you guys already figured out my content are very much so about Bitcoin. But that's never quite the intent for me in my compound life, because ultimately I created my compound life not just talking about Bitcoin, however, to talk about personal finance, assets accumulations, assets, management, what are the habits to manage assets generally, so that we can all get to financial freedom, time freedom in a decent amount of time, right? So the whole intent for me to create my compound life is actually for that. But somehow I kind of figure out, hey, for me to really concentrate in building my content, it probably makes sense for me to build up that 1,000 followers first. And maybe the quickest way to do so is actually to identify the Bitcoin gang. Apparently that's a Bitcoin DCA gang, and I'm now part of it, right? So in creating this community, it gives me the immediate ability to quickly work on content. Of course, it has to be content that I'm passionate about, and I am sure many of you are also passionate about Bitcoin too. So that's why you guys watches my video, right? So yeah, I think it's essential for me to continue to create Bitcoin related content. And by the way, there will be more content coming out. I'm kind of on my 500 subscribers, so I'm so happy. So thank you guys, thank you for all the community members that supported my YouTube passion project journey, because ever since going into retirement, I was constantly thinking, what can I do? And I knew I've got some passion on YouTube before, and so that's why I've started this channel, right? So thanks everyone for your support, bringing me to about 500 subscribers. And then the next goal now is essentially 1,000 subscribers, right? So I'm still working hard on that, and I promise you I will bring you more content. And so coming back to today's topic, right? I've checked on comments. I know that we are going through bear market, and I know by the time we get into a Bitcoin bear market, all of you guys will leave, right? And only a few solid one will stay, right? Because I've been through it. I know that by the time when Bitcoin price get to 80,000, 70,000, 60,000, 50,000, all of you guys will probably leave. No one wants to look at portfolio anymore, right? Absolutely makes sense, right? But I want to remain here for all of you guys, right? Why? Because I've been through it. At some point, so this is my third Bitcoin cycle. I've been through the first one, the second one. So first one, I never quite know what the hell I'm doing, right? So I ended up buying a lot of crypto, a lot of shit coins. And that hasn't really pumped until even today, right? And I don't want any of you guys to make that mistake, right? Because I've got so many users or viewers leaving me comment about, hey, I'm in my 40s, hey, I'm in my 60s, I'm thinking about Bitcoin, is it too late? Guys, it's never too late, but we are coming to an age that we'll need to figure out what's the best, right? And trust me guys, crypto, shitcoin, anything apart from Bitcoin will be risky, okay? So these are the risks that I want to make sure that people like us, you know, in our 40s, 50s, 60s, we minimize this kind of risk, right? So that's why I created this channel to purely talk about assets that are worth the while for us. At least it's worth the while for me. I've been through it, you know. I've stacked up enough properties, so I live off my properties now during this retirement age. And of course, Bitcoin has been one of the assets that I've been through. I've been through multiple cycles, and this has been a very, very good asset to help me to pay off more of my properties, right? And of course, I kind of also felt, hey, you know, we just simply we're never too late, right? By the way, we're not too late. 40, 50, 60s, we're not too late for Bitcoin. And as long as we stay consistent, do our DCA, and of course, we'll have to do some more aggressive DCA when we are dipping, right? Like what's happening now, right? Bitcoin is about $82,000. I've checked this morning. We're not at the lowest yet, guys, right? But if you do daily DCA, continue, right? Don't let me stop you guys, right? DCA is one of the best way to buy, hodl, and DCA out for Bitcoin, right? And we all should continue doing it, right? But at the same time, for me, I also felt if I were to want to DCA harder, right, it might be towards end of year this year, right? Why? Because usually when Bitcoin topped, it takes approximately 12 to 15 months for it to get to the bottom, right? And we obviously Bitcoin top last year sometime the 8th of October, and then the bear market started, right? So October until now, so we're almost 4 months. We're coming almost 4 months of the bear market, right? So imagine if it's 12 months for bear market, we already done 4 months. It's not the worst, right? So I want to make sure that because when I gone through this situation, when Bitcoin was so down, I essentially didn't want to look at the portfolio anymore. I was like, I invested in the worst asset ever, guys. But by the time when Bitcoin pumps, by the time when we get to the 3 years worth of bull market for Bitcoin, the whole perspective change, right? And then essentially you'll be seeing so many YouTubers, influencers starts cropping up and immediately start to sell you the future of buying meme coin. I don't want to do that, right? I want to make sure people our age, when we go through this, right, we protect our capital and we only focus what matters for us, right? And by the way, that will be Bitcoin and a lot of other assets, right? Which I don't talk about much right now. I'm still trying to plan my content. So more of that, I might cover that, more of that maybe by the time I get into 1,000 subs, right? But I just want to focus on Bitcoin and to focus so that my viewers actually know what will make sense for them, right? So I'm finalizing my content for Bitcoin for 60 plus. Of course, spoiler alert, it's never too late for anyone. Even if even if I've made that content for Bitcoin for 60 plus, I think people in 40-ish, 50-ish, still worth the while to look into it, right? Because all of the suggestion is it works for anyone else, right? So it doesn't matter. It's not just a content for 60 plus, but for people our age, I'm 44 by the way, it still works for all. Okay, so I think and we become very, very important for us to recognize this, because we are about to enter the next cycle accumulation window very, very soon. Take that in mind, right? So 802 days until the next Bitcoin halving date, and 500 days before that Bitcoin halving date, that will be the window where we need to DCA in hard, right? Hard, DCA dollar cost average in the hardest at that period of time. Okay, so bear that in mind, guys. Have a good weekend, and I will see you all in the next video. So please drop a like, hit subscribe, let me know who you are, right? In like, are you my 500? I think I'm 526 now, so are you my 527th? Just let me know where you guys watching from. Love to hear from all my viewers. It's always good for us to to gather around in the community. Okay, so love to see you all soon in the next video. Okay, thank you. Bye bye. Have a good weekend. Bye.